यदक्षरं वेदविदो वदन्ति विशन्ति यद्यतयो वीतरागाः यदिच्छन्तो ब्रह्मचर्यं चरन्ति तत्ते पदं संग्रहेण प्रवक्ष्ये.
I will briefly tell you that goal which the knowers of the Vedas call the imperishable, Aksharam, into which ascetics free of passion enter, to obtain which they practice brahmacharya, self-control. So, nowhere in the Gita or any scriptural literature, when they refer to meditation, do they leave out self-control. Self-control is an essential prerequisite to meditation. So, he's mentioned meditation in the previous verse. He quickly gives all the prerequisites. Before you go anywhere near meditation, you have to meet with all these requirements. What are these requirements? He says, that which the knowers of the Vedas call the imperishable. So first he's setting the goal. Those who have known and experienced Brahman are Veda Vidaha, means knowers of the Vedas. Not literally knowers of the Vedas, not a person who can recite the Vedas. A person who knows the subject on which the Vedas are expounding, which is Brahman. All the four Vedas, this voluminous literature, whether it is Rig, Sama, Yajur or Atharvana Vedas, all the four Vedas, the theme is Brahman. And that Brahman is imperishable, he says. He starts the chapter by saying Aksharam. The whole chapter is entitled Aksharam Brahma, means imperishable Brahman. So now he's saying it again. Why does he say this? Because in our experience, everything is perishable. We don't know anything that does not pass with time. And in fact, our problem is that we are looking for that which is imperishable. We're looking for that which is permanent. But we make a mistake. We don't know what is permanent, and therefore we project permanence on impermanent things. And when these impermanent things go, it leaves you heartbroken. This is the story of every one of us. You look into all the problems, anything that agitates you, it only boils down to you have projected permanence on impermanent things. And when the impermanent thing goes, you fall apart, you fall to pieces. If only you had understood that it was passing, ephemeral when you had it, when it went, you wouldn't have cracked up. So, Aksharam. Then he says, ascetics free from passion enter. Passion, attachment, desire, anger, and all the modifications of emotions. This is what passion means, the quality of rajas. So as long as you have rajas, means desire-ridden activities. You can't get anywhere near Atman or realization, because it is unfulfilled desires that cause a lot of agitation and stress in your mind. And a stressed out mind can't even concentrate on worldly things, leave alone meditate on Atman. And how do you get this state of dispassion? Vishanti yadichanto brahmacharyam charanti. Desiring which, when you have a desire for the higher, your attraction for the lower automatically wanes, it reduces, and then you are able to control the lower activities. When you have an exaggerated attachment and value for things, it is impossible to exercise self-control. So the first step, he says, that desiring which they practice, brahmacharyam is often translated as celibacy. It's not celibacy, it is control over all sense contact. In fact, brahmacharya literally means to walk in the path of Brahman, to be in the contemplation of the higher at all times. This is brahmacharya. Brahmacharya is not celibacy. So, what it means is, when you are pursuing the higher, with the highest is Brahman. Whatever goal it is that you have. Once you fix a goal, a higher goal, and you're pursuing it with all your mind, any attraction, any temptation that comes in the way of your achieving the goal, you have to have the courage to say no to that. This is called brahmacharya. If it does not interfere with the pursuit of your goal, by all means have it, enjoy it without a sense of guilt because your intellect has okayed it. This we never do. So whatever little enjoyment we indulge in, engage in, is done without consulting the intellect, and so there is always the attendant guilt to it. When a student goes and sees a movie or goes to a cricket match, when he has exams, he neither enjoys the movie nor is he studying for the exam. So here he says, when he says brahmacharya, he gives us, in other words, a way of enjoying sense contact. If your intellect decides and okays a particular sense contact, you go through that experience, you enjoy it thoroughly, 100%, with no attendant guilt to it because you've already gone through the process of analysis earlier. And these are the essential prerequisites to meditation. If you don't do these, it is impossible to meditate. And yet, all over the world, people are directly getting into meditation without any reference to either sense control or controlling desires, passions within you. And this is counterproductive. Not only is it not useful, it is definitely damaging. So, now the thing is, this sense control must come from within. It cannot be imposed from outside. Like Oliver Goldsmith said, the virtue that requires to be ever guarded is scarce worth the sentinel. If you need to have an external control over you to exercise sense control, brahmacharya, it's not worth it. You've got to have the strength to do it yourself. Now all this comes, freedom from passion and sense control comes when you understand the futility of the world. When you understand that all that the world has to offer is just a little tickling of your senses, that's it. And the real happiness comes from within. When you understand that, the value for all that the world has to offer drops instantly. Then the best of things may come to you, the worst of things may come to you. You're not affected by it. You enjoy the good things, you're sorry for the bad things. But your progress in life, your anchorage is not affected. So, brahmacharya is not torturous self-denial. It is regulated contact with the world such that it gives you enjoyment right through your life. But initial withdrawal may be necessary, just as these 6 days you have committed to being here for an hour and a half every evening. I'm sure you can think of better things to do. Better means engaging in enjoyment of the world. But the little bit of withdrawal is necessary so that you gain the knowledge. And once you gain the knowledge, the frustration goes away. So the other thing we need to understand is it has nothing to do with actual contact. It has nothing to do with the quantum of contact that you have with the world. Nor does it have anything to do with how much you possess. It has something to do with how possessive you are. You may not have anything, but you may be possessive about the few things that you have. You're not free from passion. You may have the whole world like King Janaka, but you may not be like he, and he was not possessive about anything. So, it's got nothing to do with what you have or don't have. It has something to do with the state of your mind. Now we take verses 12 and 13 together.